Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Payman Samadi. I'm the CEO and founder of EINO. We are a New York-based company, and the problem we are solving is about the CapEx. So as an operator, every year you need to spend billions of dollars on cell upgrades and adding more capacity towards your network. And with the margins getting smaller and smaller, with the 5G coming, it's more expensive, you need to make sure that where and when you add that capacity is the most efficient and best place to put it there. And why it matters. When you do your forecast, maybe a year ahead or 6 months ahead, and you have some errors with your forecast, it comes in two ways. One is in form of over forecasting and one in the form of under forecasting. When you're over forecasting, you have some extra capacity sitting there that's not being used immediately. You could have not spent that capex or could have spent it somewhere else. So that capex does not bring you the enough ROI compared to a capex that is spent somewhere that's being used efficiently. Once you're under forecasting, you're basically having less capacity than needed. That means the quality of network goes down. There is some sort of congestion. The user is unhappy, and then it results in churn. So you have some missed revenue there. So what we are trying to do is increasing the capex ROI by increasing the accuracy of these forecasts, and also make sure that you're not missing any revenue because of the lower quality of service because of bad forecast. And this problem for the 4G exists now. It's going to become much bigger with the 5G. There's going to be new 250,000 cell sites in the United States. And these kind of inaccuracies is going to show more and more there. So in one sentence, all we do is increasing the efficiency of capital planning of the network. And we built a financial model showing that how much you could save. So this is some conservative numbers we put there. If you increase the capacity, the forecast accuracy from 70 to 80%, on the capex ROI in 5 years, you earn about $54 million and $74 million on the missed revenue on a $1 billion capital investment annually. So where does it start? The first part is about the accurate forecasting of network KPIs. Many operators we talk to, they start with the bandwidth per user that each experience and also the volume of the data. Some look at the backhaul throughput as well. This is some of the KPIs that they try to forecast and based on that make the decision. Once the 5G comes, you're going to have latency that's important. You're going to have upstream volume. You're going to need handover rates because there's more mobility there. There's also many other KPIs. And in order to forecast all of these in a very accurate way, there's no one magic golden modeling tool that could solve all of them. So the first thing we did, we came up with a portfolio of different types of algorithms that could find what is the best algorithm for this type of data, pipeline it, and does the forecast there. Second part is these cell sites are somewhere in the cities, somewhere in urban areas that you have. And there, the coverage that each sector has makes a big difference. If you have a sector is covering a subway station, it's a very different sector that is covering a road. And if they're even next to each other, there are different characteristics there. And why is that happening? Because cities are growing very basically non-uniformly. You might have two blocks, one full of construction, the other block nothing. People are always moving. This video it's a GIF, it's not showing. It's kind of, they call it the New York heartbeat that shows that every day and hour how the population moves. So you might have an area that's going to have 10 hours of peak as opposed to another area that is like 1 hour. And also there's different types of coverage there. So apart from all of those network data, we provide a lot of external contextual data. So this is one example of the type of data that we bring. For Manhattan area, we have 20,000 data points of all the points of interest and locations that people gather. We have the information of those. We know that at different times of the day, different hours, how full and these people gets, these places gets, and then what are the types of events and activities that happens. So let's say you have all amazing forecasts of your KPI, all these external data, but you end up with millions of data points. That's what you're going to do with it. And also, it's all about the action. So our tool basically asks you, what is your strategy? What is the type of threshold that you care about? What are the type of areas that you want to strategize and prioritize over the other ones? And based on that tells you what is the upgrade in each time frame that you need to do in each area. Well, it doesn't stop there. You want to be agile. You want to be basically in your competition and the changes in the network, be able to try out different situations, see what's the best for you. So if there is, let's say you want to increase your guaranteed bandwidth per user by 5 megabits per second throughout your network, what would be effect of that in each sector that you have and how much you need to spend there? If your business and marketing team want to have a new promotion that you have 20% more users in this area, each cell site, how would that affect the forecast and does it worth it for you or not? If there is a new iPhone coming out and people is going to use more data, are you ready for that? So that tool is an end-to-end tool for that. This is kind of how our tool looks like. You could see all your cell sectors in one place. You could basically see the historical information about it, the forecast that happens, the contextual data, and then the planning side that you get from it. On the traction side, we are in a proof of concept phase with US, Canadian operators, one in Europe and one Southeast Asia, and we have a lot more in pipeline conversation. Thank you. Yeah, so that's basically the definition of our proof of concept. We go to an operator that we're talking to, say, currently it's 2019. You have some sectors that are either over forecasted or under forecasted. And the reason is that because when you did this forecast in 2017 or 2018, it was not accurate enough. Let's assume it's then. We engage in we get the same data as you got. We do the forecast for you and we compare it with what is the real data and what is your forecast and which one's doing better. Yeah, so with the 4G, you basically need to start from some base, and the 4G data that you have is that base. But the difference is that, especially in urban areas, you're going to have many more cell sites compared to the 5G, compared to the 4G. And with that, we're going to use a lot of contextual data from the cities, a lot of information from the urban areas, and kind of augment that space with the 4G data and with the external data to understand that where is the best place to add that 5G, because at the start you're not going to provide a full coverage on the area. You want to pick and choose where exactly works the best for you, and that's where we're helping.
And then what is your strength comparing with the other big telco vendors like Ericsson and Nokia who are in this room?
Yeah, so this product on the long-term capacity planning team, planning tool, which is a specific way that we do it. There's no product coming from Nokia and Ericsson or other ones. We are engaging with a lot of operators. We came up with this exact product based on over 300 conversations with the people who were doing this for 10, 20 years. And we realized for each of these operators, what is the procedures that they have and what exactly they need to make their life easier and basically make these investments more accurate.
That's fine.
Thank you.